once I really started to get into the script, I realized like this is a fascinating character. Like it's, how often do you get to play someone who like pops out of a time capsule of 28 years and doesn't know what else has gone on in the rest of the world? So yeah, Hank Marlow is a really amazing character for that, because if you think he's been on Skull Island for about 28 years. That means he's gone through, his 20s, his 30s, and his 40s pretty much alone. There's something wonderful about the early 70s and the innocence that everybody had at that point. There's a lot of hard lessons that the world and humanity itself learned along the way since the 1970s, but it was a little bit more of an innocent time, and I think it was a perfect way to approach the story, I think. A perfect time to set it in anyway. And then once we get to Vietnam, I'm sure, I haven't been before, but I'm sure it's going to be a complete revelation in terms of geography and the otherworldliness of it, because Vietnam has been pretty much a closed country for so long. I'm sure we're bound to see some pretty amazing sights. They're going the extra mile with this one to really give us some dazzling visual imagery, and from what I've seen, it really is something to behold.
Landsat is a scientific organization that was a branch of the government, and still is actually. It's kind of like NASA's offshoot of satellite technology being deployed into space, and it was kind of like the beginnings of GPS and what Google does, in terms of taking pictures of Earth and mapping, and except back then they did it for the purposes of kind of geological purposes and exploring land that just hasn't been explored before. Well, I'm the supervising officer of the field supervising officer, and a lot of these guys went out on missions, and so he's kind of playing that part of someone who's out in the field. So it was just his turn, I guess, to become a field supervisor and actually be out there and see things firsthand, as opposed to seeing pictures and satellite. So he was the first one to see things firsthand, as opposed to seeing satellite imaging. The Monarch organization is a different group that have joined the expedition for the purposes of exploring the land that we're taking pictures of underneath the land, what lies beneath the ground. And we're basically interested in what's on the surface. At least that's what they tell us.
So what did you think of that video? Now, stay with me as I've some interesting making of facts for you. Jurassic Park had 14 minutes of dinosaur footage, and out of these, only 4 minutes were rendered with computer graphics. The rest were shot using animatronic models, including a 20-foot T-Rex that weighed more than 13,000 pounds. Are you a fan of the Jurassic Park franchise? Subscribe to our channel and check the notification bell to always be up to date with all the latest releases.